Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today's Friday, June 2nd. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just a couple of things here to update. All right, looks good. Looks good. A few more things right here. All right, solid. Looks like we are good to go, guys. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium and we will get started shortly. All right. Zoom link is sent out. Get this posted over here real quick. Perfect. All right, I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up news price over here. Go to our main chart real quick. We got news, or we had news this morning. Obviously, you guys know it's NFP. We had news this morning at 5. Let's see, not Friday over here. We had news at 5:30. It's pretty much at NFP. And you guys already know what NFP is. It's that big candle. So it's huge candle right here, NFP. Got that marked up. And I mean, that's pretty much it pre-market. Let me see if there's any other news. I don't think there's anything else for today. That's pretty much it. That's about it. We got total vehicle sales at 7 o'clock. I might just mark that up too. Not a huge deal, but whatever. All right. Got this marked up right here. So we got more news coming up at 7. It's not really anything crazy. It's like new vehicle sales. It's not going to make a big difference, but I'm going to mark it up anyways because we should still pay attention to news, no matter how big, how small. Got that marked up right there. All right, once I have that marked up, I'm going to go ahead and mark up liquidity. So looks like about half of you guys are here so far. I think we're about ready to mark up liquidity. So let's see. Hey, Glenn, morning. Morning, Hussein. Morning, Van Harwig. Morning, Maria. Morning, Dan. Morning, CJ. Morning, Kenny. Morning, David. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So happy Friday. Today's Friday, June 2nd. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and mark up liquidity right now from the daily on its way down. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this up first here. I'm not going to mark up that close one yet. It's too close. All right, so I'll try to label these that you guys know what's what. Let's put a daily lit there. Just so you know what's like, what's the higher time frame ones, because those are obviously the more important ones. Our liquidity. I'm not gonna mark that up. It's too close right now. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Nothing here. Let's go down to the 2-hour. Go down to the 1 hour. What do you got hit there already? So I'll try to be detailed with this. If we have time like today, we have a little time before market open. I'll mark up, stuff like this, but not always going to do this. Price might come and hit that liquidity before market even opens. 2 hour liquidity. 15-minute. Right. I think that might be it right there. Yeah. Looks like that's it. So let's go back to the 1 minute. All right. So closest area of liquidity is going to be this area right here. What liquidity is that? I'm pretty sure I wrote it down, but it is the 2 hour liquidity. Okay. All right, so price is getting close to this area right here, which is the 2 hour liquidity. It's about 400 pips away. Can't really see, but whatever. I'll leave it there. Anyways, yeah, that's the 2 hour liquidity right there. Market's gonna open in about 40 seconds, guys. So we'll see where this ends up going. You want to be careful with this. If you're gonna go for liquidity, probably go for 100 pips because it's NFP, guys. So you're gonna see some crazy market movement here on open. It's probably best to just get in and out. So just a heads up. Morning, Karen. Morning, Siam. Jason's asking if today's a sell. I don't think so. Looks pretty bullish to me, Jason. So I'm not sure where you got the sell from. NFP was bullish as well. I mean, it might drop because it's going to be manipulated based off NFP. NFP right here was a big strong push to the upside. So it might push down, but for the most part, it's bullish to me here. All right, price is pushing up right here. See how far is it from that area? It's about 300 pips. Not really too much movement here on open. I actually like it when there's not too much movement like that. I like where it kind of smooths, it's a slow movement, and then eventually, goes to one of these areas of liquidity. The bottom liquidity is pretty far off, so not really expecting that to get hit anytime soon. Yeah, liquidity down here is about 1,500 pips away. It's a pretty long push down. Not really much movement here at all. See where this ends up going. I don't have a pending order here yet, guys. So I'm gonna watch to see how price moves to that point. If price looks good, then I'll probably enter for just 100 pips. If not, then I'll probably wait for it to pull back and then shoot back up. Not really gonna jump in too early because it is NFP. So obviously, we gotta see how this moves. Since I'm only going for 100 pips, I could get in late because it's just gonna blast through my TP. So not really too much of a necessity to get in right away if it does touch liquidity. So you can see right there how it's faking out. So you want to be patient and wait for this to actually push through. Pretty sure fundamentals are bullish. Yeah, fundamentals are obviously bullish right here. They're up 227 points. Retail sentiment's pretty much neutral. So we have a bullish neutral bias for today. It's not a very strong bullish bias, but it is a bullish bias nonetheless. So we'll see where this ends up going from here. It's got to be a little patient with it. Yeah, we're not really getting too much movement here on open, guys, surprisingly. I was expecting price to either continue on open or correct back down, but not really getting anything right now. Looks like the market makers are pretty much just waiting. They're just waiting for direction here. No telling which direction though. At least not yet. Yeah, you guys can see how it's a little tricky as it gets up to that point. Definitely don't want to get in too early. I want to wait for it to actually confirm. All right, looks like right there it's pushed through. Let me see if I get into this. It's gonna go for 100 pips. Not yet, not in it yet. Watching it first because I think it's gonna retrace a little bit. Nice, looks like Glenn got it. Nick got it. I'm getting yet. Let me see if I get in here. Not in it yet, guys. I'm waiting for this retracement because I mentioned this is probably gonna happen right here. It's kind of tricky how it's pushing up. Let's see if I put an order right there. Let's see if I get in. All right, I'm in. Full TP. Nice. All right, guys. So full TP on that trade right there, as you guys can see. Waiting for it to pull back a little bit. Got in, shot right through, hit TP, and I'm done. So it's went for a quick 100 pips, guys. I'll be full 300 today because obvious reasons. The market is kind of funky due to NFP today. So if you guys got it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. Friday's typically, not just Friday, but NFP is typically like one of those days where we try not to take any unnecessary risk, right? Nothing too over the top. So you guys got it. Looks like Satyam got it, Glenn got it, Nick got it. A lot of you guys got it. If you guys have profits post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we will continue and look for any more possible entries here. But the way that the market's currently moving right now, it's kind of all over the place. So I got some slippage on that. I don't even think I even got full TP. Let me see. I should have just taken it for the 300. It's all good. You can't think that way. When you guys are taking these trades, you guys can't be like, fuck, I should have taken the full move. I was kind of like thinking, should I take my TP off when it kind of pulled back a little bit, but it's all good. So it hit right there. I only got it for partial though. I think I got some slippage on my other account. Yeah, I did. I got slippage on my number 2 account and one of my MFF accounts. So it's all good. Profit's profit. So if you guys take it for 100 pips, great. If you guys take it for the full 300 pips, even better. But you know, this is what I mean about being careful on days that are like risky. Mondays and Fridays are risky. NFP is extra risky. But I like how market was moving kind of slow. It didn't necessarily blast through on open. It shot through, pulled back a little bit, and shot right through like straight push. Because it was kind of tricking. It was looking to trick people, right? Because so you guys can see how we mark up liquidity here. If you guys are a support and resistance trader, some people might identify this as support and resistance, right? They might think of this as a resistance. So they think opposite of us. And that's why the market makers kind of push price down a little bit. So they let price come down a little bit. They see this rejection. And you know what typically happens when somebody has a resistance right here? They enter a sell, right? They see a rejection off this point and they enter a sell. As soon as they enter a sell, they're like, okay, price is probably going to come down because what happened was the market makers let price come down a little bit on this next candle. You see this big wick right here? See how it turned red? And this is why we're never on that side. I don't like trading like everybody else. I trade completely different. When somebody's identifying this as a resistance, I'm identifying this as liquidity. So someone here probably identified this as support resistance, which you know you can see because this is a 2-hour zone. Some people will think of this as support resistance. Some people will think of it as liquidity. For me, I think of it as liquidity. You can see this next candle. I'll just zoom in again. Focus on this next candle right here, right? See that big red candle? If someone saw that and they were thinking, okay, this is resistance, they would have entered that for a sell. And instead of entering a buy like we did, they would have entered a sell. They would have gone stopped out because it would have blasted right through their stop loss. So we pretty much did the opposite of what a lot of people would have done here if they identify this as support resistance. That's why I don't like trading with like everybody else, guys. Like, if you trade like everybody else, you're probably going to be somewhat profitable, but you're not going to be consistent because the market makers are always looking to do the opposite of majority of traders. The way that we trade here is not like the majority. I don't know one person that trades like I do. So that's good for us because it keeps us under the radar and we can continue racking up profits, freely. So there goes the liquidity right there, guys. Hopefully I took a screenshot of that. Did I? Okay, I didn't. Let me put that back up real quick. All right, so let me take a screenshot of this real quick and I'll clean it up for you guys. We'll look for some more entries, guys. I mean, I'll obviously, like I mentioned, today's a risky day of trade, so I'm not looking to take too much unnecessary risk. We'll look for something if we find anything, but I'm not going to force anything here today. It's been kind of a shitty week, it's kind of I wouldn't say a horrible week, but we didn't really have much trades, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then obviously it picked up Thursday, Friday. I met with one of our traders yesterday, Gio, and I told him that this is typically how the market moves during NFP. If you guys are not familiar with NFP, it's either going to be a really good week, a really bad week, or it's going to be a half and half where you're going to have half the week where it's kind of crappy, and then the second week or the second half of the week, which is good. And if you guys have traded with me before in the past, like even when I did signals in the past, you guys would remember that we have like a dead day Monday through Wednesday, and then Wednesday through Friday would start to pick up. Same thing with indices here. It's the same situation. It's either really good week where it's good every day, bad week where it's bad every day, or it's like a half and half. Not necessarily in between, but it's a half and half. Where like half of the week is slow and the other week is volatile. Let's see, Rick said he got it, but it filled him late and it took a while to hit. That's all good, Rick. At least you got that full TP on there. Andrew said filled him late too. It took his profit. Nice work, Andrew. So solid work, guys. If there's any profits that you guys want to share, feel free to send them in. We've got Kenny over here, total profit of 810 for the day, all wins. Nice work off that liquidity push. Great work, Kenny. We got Dave over here, total profit of 44.48 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Dave. We've got Dejan over here, total profit of 1,110 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Dejan. Great way to close out the week. We got Andrew over here. Andrew said, filled me super late, took my profits, got nervous when it was bouncing. Yeah, so Andrew over here locked in a total profit of 1,270. And that's fine, Andrew. So when that happens, you made the right decision of pulling, because if you didn't and you lost, you would have been so mad at yourself, right? That's the worst feeling when you're on vacation and you lose a trade and you're so mad at yourself for the rest of the trip. So nice work right there, Andrew. Good, profit's profit. Always keep that in mind. We've got Maria over here, total profit of 210 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Maria. And you guys can see, I'm not the only person profited off that trade. There's like 10, 20 people here who pulled in profit. Natasha over here locked in 167 for the day, all wins as well. Nice work, Natasha. We've got S over here, total profit of 1,220 and $2 on his other account. So Essa asked me this question over here. I believe you're on here, right, Essa? I'm gonna check your chat real quick. Yes, okay, so Essa's on here. So Essa asked me a question. Hi, Sean, what book do you advise me to read for trade psychology and philosophy? So there's 3 main books that I would recommend to you. It would be Trading in the Zone. That's going to be number 1. The next one is going to be One Good Trade. So a lot of you guys don't know about this book called One Good Trade. This trade probably, and I'll show you guys my book library over here. So this is my book library right here. I'm currently listening to this right now, Unknown Market Wizards. This book basically gives interviews of the best traders in the world that you've never heard of. Like, these people make more money than anyone in the world trading, and you've never heard of them. Like, they have like a track record and everything's documented and all that stuff. Like, they're just low-key traders, kind of like me. Like, I don't want to be really well known. I'd rather be under the radar so I can keep trading and nobody's going to copy my strategy, or like, it's not going to become mainstream. So the main book that I would recommend would be Trading in the Zone. This is number 1. Essa. Number 2 is going to be One Good Trade. This is created by one of the most profitable prop firms around, S&P Capital. So this book's made by an actual prop firm CEO. Like, this is he basically explains like how you should take one good trade a day. Like, for example, for me, I only took 1 trade here, but it was a good trade. I don't really care if I take anything else because everything else after this is a little risky. Maria's asking if we're going to take the next trade. I'm not going to take it. You can take it if you want, but I'm not going to take it myself. Price is a bit overextended, so I might have to retrace a little bit before pushing through, but I'm not going to take the trade myself. So that's the second book right there, Essa. And the third book is going to be the Daily Trading Coach. So this trade psychologist, he's a psychologist, and he pretty much provides psychology for basically like all of the best traders in the world. So Maria, if you took the trade right there, it looks like you hit full TP. I'm not going to count it, but if you guys took the liquidity push right there, full TP on this next level. So I just want to be transparent with you guys. I didn't take the trade, so I'm not going to count it as a win, even though it did win. It's just kind of risky right now to take these trades, especially because price is overextended. You can see how far it's pushed out. So we'll count from the retracement over here. Retracement right here. It's pushed about 2,000 pips. So it's pretty far out, but yeah, it's just too risky. I mean, it's too far out. It's Friday NFP, so it's not necessarily something that I necessarily would like to take. So yeah, guys, back to my list over here, Essa. So again, first book that you should probably listen to or read is going to be Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Number 2 book is going to be One Good Trade Inside the Highly Competitive World of Proprietary Trading. One of the best prop firms in the world that's been around, through the market crash of 2008, by Mike Bellafiore. And then the third book, because this is just it just continues on. So this will give you basic trade psychology, and then this book right here will teach you about focusing on one good trade a day. You have one good win a day, and those profits are going to add up over time. And then after that, the Daily Trading Coach, he basically gives 101 lessons of how you should think when you guys are trading. So 3 books right there. All these books are good. If you guys want to have a list of my books here, I'll send you my list. But for the most part, for trade psychology, it's going to be those main 3. So if you guys take the liquidity push right here, great work, guys. Another full TP. Not going to count the trade because I didn't take it. The only trades that I count for our results are the trades that I personally take myself. So we got a couple more profits here to cover. Let's see. We got Natasha or sorry, not Natasha. We got Nathan. Nathan said got a couple good trades done for the day. Nathan's currently up 2,860 for the day, all wins. So Nathan pretty much caught those liquidity pushes straight to the top. Took the first one on open here. Took another one right here, the second one that just came up, and he's done for the day. About 3,000. Nice work, Nathan. Let's see what else we got over here. We got Gian over here. Gian took this trade too. Full TP. Nice work, Gian. Full TP for 150 pips. Total profit of 3,520 for the day. Nice work. You guys are killing it. Great work, guys, for a Friday. Typically I wouldn't even risk trading on a Friday, but I felt good today. Got up, got my morning workout. My heart rate was already up for the liquidity push. I was okay with it. We got Kenny over here, total profit of 810. We got Shannon over here, total profit of 1,091 for the day. Nice work, Shannon. Great consistency there. See all your wins right there. One small loss, looks like that was an accident. Everything else was good. Delicia over here, nice work, Delicia. Total profit of 804 for the day, all wins. Nice work. Yeah, you guys did pretty good today for a Friday. I mean, just given that it's a Friday and it's NFP, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are losing money today. I'm pretty sure, because NFP is a mess. Unless you know what you're doing, it's going to be a mess for you. Let's see what else we got over here. We have David over here, total profit of 158.90 for the day, all wins. Nice work, David. And I think that's it for right now. Yeah, so if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in, and then I will showcase your profits in the video today. Got some profits here from Sisu. Some more profits here. All right, so I'm going to keep looking for trades here, but I'm not necessarily going to be too keen on taking anything too unnecessary. Right now, I'm not going to take this sell. I know there's this high level momentum scalp coming up right here. So we got a higher high right there. We have a sell momentum that's currently pending. If it closes below, it's technically a high level momentum scalp, but not necessarily one that I would be willing to take because we have such a strong bullish bias. So Hussein, I know this is one of the trades that you like to look at. But again, this is going against the bias right now. So I typically wouldn't take this trade, even if it came up. So here's C6 profits for the day. He locked in 2,050 on his first account, all wins. Great work right there, C6. Oops, it's already saved. We got C6 second account, total profit of 3,000 for the day, all wins as well. We've got C6 third account, total profit of 2,050 for the day, all wins here. We got C6 earlier profits, 1,600 here. I'm just gonna delete these C6. I don't want to like double post your profits. I know you made a lot of profits today, but we'll keep track of your most recent ones. So I'll take those off right there. And then now I got to take a screenshot of my own profits. So this is part of the transparency right here, right, guys? When I tell you guys I'm going to take a trade, I'm going to take that trade, whether it be a win or a loss. So here are my profits for the day across all my accounts. I'm going to go and post this up right here real quick. So, my main goal here, guys, is always going to be transparency. I want to make sure that you guys see that, like, when I call these trades, I'm actually taking them so that you guys aren't scared to take them yourself. Because I'm sure you guys follow a lot of people who tell you they're going to take a trade and they don't even take it. And it's like they don't even trust their own strategy. So, this is just going to give you guys more confirmation that I trust my strategies and I take these strategies every single day. That thing drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when because I've been in the trading space for so long. And people always tell me about like their groups, like the groups that they're in, and they're like, man, this guy is like running this group and he calls signals like every day, but doesn't take any of the trades. And then he only considers like the ones that win, the ones that he would have taken, but doesn't actually take them. Like, that's crazy to me. If someone's going to give you the trading advice and they don't even follow their own advice, it's like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. All right, so save that. MFF right here, which one's yeah, it's always interesting. If you guys have any like interesting stories from any trading groups that you guys came from, feel free to share them with the group, because I know a lot of you guys here come from different groups. And it's always interesting to see how other people run their groups. C6 City's probably going to call it for the day. Yeah, I probably would too. C6 did pretty good. I'm probably not going to take any other trades today either. Today's Friday, as I mentioned, it's not necessarily one of those days to make any dumb moves. So, all right, here are profits. I got to get this routine down, getting up early, working out in the morning, having breakfast, because I feel more awake when I'm taking these liquidity pushes. So let's see, here are my profits for the day, guys. So for this trade right here, the liquidity push, you guys can see my profits over here, all my profits across all my accounts. Here is my main account, FTMO number 1, total profit of 1,920. Here's my second FTMO account, total profit of 2,720. My MFF number 1 account, total profit of 1,210. My MFF number 2 account, total profit of 1,060. And my MFF number 3 account, total profit of 1,060 as well. So those are all my profits from just that one trade. Basically, if you were to do the math, this is how much profit I locked in just off that one trade. So this is why I'm like content with like calling it a day with taking trades. I'll stay on it and analyze the charts and answer whatever questions you guys have, but I'm probably not going to take anything because I already made like about 8,000 in like a few minutes, right? I'm not going to throw this away to take another stupid trade here that can possibly lose my profits for the day. So you guys just got to take it like that. Sometimes, if the market's risky, you shouldn't really be in the market. You don't have to trade like a bunch of times. And again, this is back to what I was saying earlier to you, Essa, that book that's called, One Good Trade. One Good Trade here gave me about 8,000 profit. So if you can focus on one quality trade, it could be 1 or 2 trades, but just at least one good trade, it'll add up. So that's my advice to you guys. I'll be looking for more trades here though. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll answer whatever you guys need help with. I'll keep looking for more trades here too, but I don't see anything here right now. So, and we got news right here at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna mark this up as a higher high, mark this up as a lower low. markup opening price so that you guys can see if price does come back down to this area, it's probably going to come back to opening price, which is right there. There's opening price. Here is the clean chart. I try to make things as easy as possible for you guys to see in the chart. So like right here, I'm pretty much marking up market structure. And again, if you guys are new here, I use 3 different charts. So you might see me like shuffling between charts, and there's a reason for that. So this chart right here is going to be considered the clean chart. So this chart's mainly used to identify market structure so that you guys can see where structure is sitting and where price is likely to go, right? I try to keep it as clean as possible. I mean, it's not, sometimes I have to make a mess because I have to draw like these other zones, but it's not too messy. So you can see right here, market open right here at this blue line, price pushed up. This is the lower low of the day. Here's a higher high. There's a structure in between, and you can see that price is now consolidating sideways. So I leave this up for market structure. This chart over here is for liquidity. We're already done with liquidity. There's no other liquidity nearby. Actually, there's one right here. So let me see what liquidity is this. This liquidity is, I don't know, I didn't mark it up. So I didn't mark up what specific time frame that is, but it is liquidity. So we do have liquidity right there coming up. I would probably be careful for this liquidity because price is very overextended from this point. As you guys can see, if you measure from down here, this is where market open. It's pushed up about 2,000 pips without a real retracement. So it is, it's kind of risky to take that. So 3 charts that I use, guys. Clean chart right here, liquidity chart right here, and then my main chart over here for the high level momentum scalps. But again, like I mentioned, today's NFP, not necessarily a day to take anything too risky. Let's see, Delicia said, thanks for sharing these books, Sean. I had a good week. I couldn't join every day, but on the days I could, I took and won my trades done for the week. All right, Delicia, that's good to hear. So great work from Delicia. Nice welcome you back, because I know you've been out for a while, and it's good to see a lot of old faces back here in the group. Andrew said, see you all next week. Appreciate you, Sean. Definitely, Andrew. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great rest of your vacation. We got, let's see, Sisu over here. C6 said, yeah, I spent a garbage ton of money with other groups failing miserably until I came across you, my friend. No, definitely Sisu. And Sisu's been a real asset to our group too. So, as I mentioned before, Sisu is mentoring people, but I think he's kind of full right now with mentoring. Kenan said, I'm going to call it 2, miss liquidity push, don't want to fall into anything. Yeah, probably better just call it a day, Kenan, if that's the case. I swear I thought you sent profits, but I guess that might have been from yesterday. Yeah, that might have been from yesterday. I thought you sent profits, but I guess it wasn't today. No, it was from yesterday. Yeah, if you start to feel that FOMO, probably just call it a day. CJ said, passed my first challenge and verification Wednesday, was going to wait to start a second challenge, but couldn't pass up on the 10% discount. LOL, looking forward to having 2 funded accounts. Nice work, CJ. Yeah, congrats on getting funded finally on your first challenge. Yeah, let's get you funded on the second one. Nothing is better than having 2 accounts get it copied. Like for me, 1 account's cool, but 2 accounts is better because you basically make 2 of them, right? You're basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So yeah, good luck on that, CJ. I'll try to provide the highest quality trades for you next couple of weeks, like I normally do, so that you can get funded on that second account right away as well. And especially right now that you have the 4-day trading period, like Nick mentioned, Nick was mentioning that it was like a game changer, but he does have a point. It's a game changer for people who can actually pass these challenges. People who can't pass, it's not going to be a good thing for them because they'll just fail faster. But people who can actually pass, they'll get funded pretty quickly. So yeah, definitely CJ, congrats. Let me scroll up real quick. SS said, when he started looking for groups, there was one in YouTube who keeps shouting at people who ask questions about the trade. I've seen people like that. Nick actually came across a person the other day too. It's funny. So Nick was on YouTube the other day and he sent me this this YouTuber that was live streaming, that he was like live trading. That dude wasn't even trading. He was just like talking like throughout the chat, and Nick kept asking questions. Like Nick was like, "Hey, can you tell me what you're doing? What are these lines and stuff?" And the guy would literally ignore everything Nick would say until Nick was like, "So are we trading here? Or are we talking?" I was like, it's crazy. You'll see a lot of people who say they're live trading on YouTube, but they're not even trading. They're just hanging out. Like they're literally hanging out. Um, I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, guys, there's no other entries here right now. There's a possible high-low momentum scalp that's coming up right here. But again, this isn't one that I would take, guys, because for one, it's against the bias. Bias is very strong for a buy. Also, price is consolidating right here. So market structure, as you guys can see on the clean chart, is going sideways. Not necessarily the type of market that I want to trade in. So I'm personally not going to take it. It is running right now, currently in profit. I'll mark it up for you guys here. But the bias right now is very strong for a buy. So it looks like it already hit CP. It was very quick. There's also news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. So it's not a good area to trade in. Natasha said, since coming back from Italy, I had no losses this week. Happy about that. No, definitely, Natasha. Yeah, Natasha was on vacation in Italy. She just came back finally. Had a straight winning week. So great work right there, Natasha. Glad to have you back here too. Yeah, Nick said dude was nuts. Yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. Because I pulled up his channel too, because Nick kept like talking about it. So I pulled up his channel and he was basically talking about like he was justifying that he lives in a wealthy neighborhood because everybody drives Teslas. I was like, man, Teslas are nice, but they're not that expensive, bro. Like, like you're not in a super wealthy neighborhood because everybody drives a Tesla. Everybody in my neighborhood drives a Lambo. It's like it's different, right? Oh, I guess I mean it just depends on like where you live. I guess like in certain areas, it's like I guess that's considered wealthy, but I don't know. It's just funny. Like if you guys ever go on YouTube and you see who's live streaming, just like listen to like what they're talking about. And it just blows my mind that they have so many viewers, but they're not actually trading. Anyways, the high-low momentum scalp right here hit TP, guys. I didn't take the trade. I put the criteria here. If you guys want to follow the trades, I'll mark them up for you guys, but I'm not going to take anything that's too risky. If I see something here that, when I see something here that looks like a good trade, I might take it and I'll let you guys know that I'm taking it. But even this trade right here hit full TP, I'm not going to count it as a win. I'm only going to count the trade that I actually take. So I'll keep following for more entries here, but if we don't see anything good, then we will continue on with just viewing the market from now. Yeah, I think so, Natasha. It's around there. The crazy thing with Tesla is that like Elon Musk keeps lowering the prices. Well, I mean, obviously he wants to make it affordable, but it kind of sucks for the people who buy it because the value goes down. I mean, you guys probably remember like before I had my Tesla Model X, and it was a cool car. I liked the car, but then it became so like everywhere you look, there was a Tesla. So I just didn't like Teslas because everybody had them for the most part. Cool car though, but not one that I would necessarily want. All right, so there's nothing here right now. We have a lower low right here, guys. So now that we have a lower low, we may have a possible opportunity for a buy. So we got a possible opportunity here for a buy. If price does break and close above the pivots, okay, price is dropping lower, which is fine. Let's see, Hussein said, I want a high low for a buy or a V1 would be great to finish the week with. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Edwin said in Cali, we will all have EVs soon. Yeah, there's that new Cali law. If you guys know, it's going to be illegal, or you're probably going to get taxed crazy to have like a gas car. I don't know how that's going to work out, but supposedly that's technically what's supposed to happen out here. Exactly. Yeah. And Nick said basically just means you live in California. Yeah. No, if you guys are in California, like literally everybody here has a Tesla. It's crazy. There's so many Teslas here. Yeah, Edwin said you won't be able to buy a new gas car. Exactly. Yeah. C6 said Rolls Royce has an EV. Do they? It's crazy. I haven't heard of that one yet. I'm not surprised though. God, now 700K for an EV Rolls Royce. Kenny said the first EV was a horse, right? That was all you can get. All right, so currently right here, guys, you have a lower low. If you get a buy signal that breaks and closes past pivots 1 and 2 over here, then possible entry for a high level momentum scalp. I'll let you guys know if I do plan on taking it. At this moment, I don't really plan on taking it because price is in a consolidation range right here. I don't really like this when price is ranging like this. So for me personally, I'm probably not going to take it yet. If I do change my mind, I'll let you guys know. If today was like Wednesday, I'd probably take it. But today's Friday and it's NFP. So I'm being a little careful here with my entries. There's just a lot of reasons not to trade right now. Also, it looks like if this candle does break above, it might be a little too big. It's kind of big already as is. And again, if you guys forgot yesterday or through the mentoring sessions, in order to identify if the candle is too big, if the candle is bigger than the stop loss, then it's too big, right? So you can see right there, it did exactly what I mentioned, right? I said the candle might be a little too big, so it might not be a good entry. And then right here, it's starting to retrace down super hard. Huge wick on top. It's just a fake out. So not exactly the area that you want to hop into. All right, so no entry there. Candle never closed. Now you have a lower high in between, so you might not even have an entry at this point. You can't have any high lows in between. Here's some problems from Nick. So Nick over here said all three hit full TP, but MT4 was lagging. So Nick over here locked in a total profit of 2,230 for the day. Great work, Nick. Yeah, solid work today. I know you had kind of like a rough week. Not really a rough week, but you're just like me. We both had a rough week. Not too many trades in the beginning of the week, and then you picked up right here at the end. So nice work right here, Nick. Great profit on all your trades. Yeah, I see why it lagged. You got kind of some slippage there. It's all good. Happens. Yeah, total profit of 2,230 for the day on Nick's accounts. Here is Sisu blocking some more profits. Here's his first account, total profit of 3,500 for the day. All wins, pretty much stacked up on those buys. So nice work right there, Sisu. Looks like Sisu caught the rejections off the pivots. His second account over here locked in a total profit of 4,200 for the day. All wins. And here is Sisu's third account, total profit of 4,050 for the day. All wins as well. Nice work, Sisu. All right, guys, great work, everybody. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. So whatever you guys need help with, put your questions in the chat. I see your question right there who's saying, give me 1 second. I'll take a look at it. All right, so let me read this question from Hussein. All right, Hussein said, hi, John. I've been watching your previous live streams for liquidity push trades. Sometimes you get in with limit orders without retracement. However, sometimes you wait for retracement before you get in. Just wanted to ask, which way is better to take? I get in as soon as price reaches a level or wait for retracement. So this week's been a little different. If you've noticed, Hussein, if you only watched the live streams from this week and last week, there was reasons why we were getting in on retracement. Reason for that is because there was news around that time, or it was just the market structure prior to open. So it just depends on how the market's moving. I'll usually give you a heads up. I'll tell you, hey, I'm on my way for a retracement, or if I'm gonna use a limit order. I'll give you guys a heads up. But normally, if the market's moving smooth and there's no news and there's like no crazy movement in the market, like there's not something like this right here, right? Huge consolidation before open. And then the big spike over here for NFP. This is an outlier. Like NFP happens once a month. So when something like this happens, where there's a big news event and then price consolidates, where it can really either continue pushing or correct back down, basically correct back down to the news price. If it's a case like that, then I would wait for retracement. Like this whole week has been basically waiting for retracement, because if you remembered on Tuesday, we were coming back from a holiday. So again, coming back from a holiday is kind of similar to like NFP today. Market manipulation and stuff like that happens. So Tuesday we waited for it. Wednesday I hadn't anticipated that the market was going to do the same thing, so that's why we waited. But if you look at the previous weeks, I enter right away. So my advice is to just enter a market order as price reaches a level. But if the market conditions are telling you otherwise, then wait for retracement. Because typically if the market's moving kind of funky, then there's going to be a fake out and then it pushes in that direction. So yeah, I mean, I can't give you a straight answer, Hussein, unfortunately, because the market's not always going to be the same. You have to really understand how to read the market, understand what the market's doing, understand that it's being manipulated, if it's been moving smoothly, if it's moving kind of choppy. It just really depends on how the market's moving. So it's really important that you, I'd say to study my analysis, because it's hard for me to explain to you what I'm looking at in the market. I'm looking at so many different things. I'm looking at overall bias, I'm looking at structure, I'm looking at news prior to open, I'm looking for news after open. There's just a lot of different factors that go into the market. They don't always equal the same amount of weight, but they all have a confluence with each other. Let's see, Satyam said rejection from the pivots. What's that, Sean? It's a secret, Satyam. You gotta crack the code. It's exactly what, like, just read what you said, rejection off the pivots. That's exactly what it is. But the way that it's applied is a little different. You know, just like I mentioned right now, there's other confluences. So there's confluences for overall bias, there's confluences for rejection points, there's confluences for like where to make entries. You know, just keeping it simple, rejections off pivots or rejections off pivots. See how price is pushing up, it's bullish. Price comes down, bounces off the pivot, full TP. Comes down, bounces off the pivot, full TP. Price pushes up, pulls back down, rejects off the pivot, full TP, right? And then price starts to go sideways right here. And that's where you stop. So I make it sound pretty simple, but it's not really that simple. You know, it's a little more complicated when you're looking at it live. But that's basically what a rejection off a pivot is. Nice. Glenn said that he took the pivot scalp right here. So that's not one of the official strategies that we're applying here on the live session. But again, you know, Glenn is familiar with my other strategies. So the entry that Glenn took, if you guys are on the YouTube, Glenn said that he took the pivot scalp. It's this one right here. Pivot scalp entry right there. The strategy that he applied was the pivot scalp right here. KT US30 1-minute pivot scalp strategy. Confirm overall bias. Retail sentiment was neutral. Fundamental bias is bullish. Technicals are bullish. So overall bias was bullish. You're looking for bias. Confirm valid momentum signal. There's a valid momentum signal right there. It's a green candle within a buy signal. Confirm price is above the pivots for a buy. It was above right here. You enter on the open of the falling candle right there. Go for 100 pips. Full TP. So that's what Glenn took right there. Nice work, Glenn. So if you guys want to learn the strategy, you know, again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn the strategy, just pull up the website, go to kodikaitrades.com. Again, that's kodikaitrades.com. Click on unlock your free access right here. If you go to the course, scroll down to the scalp strategies. This is what the course looks like. You scroll down. You go down to the scalp strategies. The strategy that he took was the 1-minute pivot scalp strategy right here. Pretty simple. 1-minute pivot strategy, whatever you want to call it. Pivots, pivot scalp, same thing. Rick took it as well. Yeah, exactly. So Rick caught it right there, and Essa caught it, and Satyam caught it, or no, Glenn caught it too. So nice work, guys. Yeah, no, it just takes time, Satyam. Like, you know, for me, it doesn't really take much time for me to analyze the charts. Like if I see price you know, pretty much pushing to the upside like this. You see the retest and continuation. That's where you can catch the rejection off the pivot. I mean, you guys can see right here, it's pretty simple, right? Price pushes up. It's basically a break and retest pattern. Break, retest, break, retest, break, retest. But it's using the pivots, so it's a lot quicker. But yeah, it all comes with time, Sai. I mean, the more and more that you apply my strategies, and the more that you are on these live sessions, the easier it'll be for you to identify these things. You know, if you have any questions, just let me know. If you're like, if you're wondering, like, hey, is that a rejection? Like, yeah, it is. Because you just look at the pivots, so the wicks right here bouncing off of the pivots. Edwin said, how much manipulation do you think is actually in the market? I think manipulation happens in certain areas, Edwin. So not very, it's like a double-edged sword, like my answer to your question, because technically manipulation is happening all throughout the day. But if you look at my chart here, basically when you see all of these horizontal lines, let me just turn everything off here. Like this was easier to see yesterday, but so if I just take everything off the chart, see where my lines are on the chart? Price will move smooth in between the lines. When price gets near this pink line right here, look how it starts to get manipulated. It goes sideways for a bit, fakes out, comes down, fakes out, consolidates, and then fakes out again, comes back up, and it just goes to where it's supposed to go. I'm able to identify where manipulation like pretty much happens, right? Again, right here, see where the blue line's at? See where price gets, it just moves kind of weird around this area, and then it finally breaks away. And same with this right here. Look at the NFP price, right? So NFP spiked right here, and look where it came to. It came to my lines. New York high, Asia high. You go back even further, look where price moves weird, right? So manipulation happens throughout the market. It just depends on like how you measure it, like how much is how much, right? Because manipulation is happening. It's just not happening like all the time. Sometimes it'll be stuck in that area for like an hour. So, okay, it's being manipulated around that time. You get fake outs in both directions, right? Fake out, fake out, fake out, fake out, etc. It's like a bunch of fake outs here until price finally decides to go in its direction, right? So there's no real answer to like how much manipulation is actually happening. It's just, is manipulation actually happening? And it is. I was only able to see this once I started drawing these lines on my chart. Before, like if, for example, if you have a clean chart here, you wouldn't be able to see that stuff, right? That's the whole reason I created these indicators. Because if you had a clean chart, this is what you would see. You wouldn't see any manipulation. But if you see I have my indicators right here, it pretty much tells you exactly where to watch out for. That's why I don't trade around these areas. They're considered red flags. I don't trade at any of these horizontal lines. Asia high, New York high, etc. So like all these tools that I've created, they're for your guys' benefit. I mean, they're for both of benefits, but I pretty much like I have a reason for these indicators. I don't just create some random indicators and then try to make them make sense. Like I create these indicators based on making sense of like what I saw in the market. All right, let me scroll over here real quick. And let me see. Hey, what's up, Stern? Finally made it. Hussein said, okay, so I can learn all of this while I join your live stream. If you're waiting to retest accordingly, I can take a trade. And if not, I can get in as soon as price reaches level. Yeah, exactly, Hussein. Just listen to my analysis each morning. I'll typically let you guys know like, hey, I'm going to enter right now, or I'm going to enter right away, or I'm going to wait for retracement. It just depends on how the market's moving. Like yesterday, I wanted to wait for retracement, but it went straight to TP. I didn't get to take it right away. I got in late, but I still got it for 100 pips, right? So market's always going to be different, but I'll be able to adapt with the market with however it moves. So you don't have to worry too much about that. I mean, you'll start to develop your eye to read the markets like I do over time, but for the time being, you do have me here to analyze it for you, which makes things a whole lot easier for everybody. All right, so there's still nothing going on right here right now. Price is still doing nothing for the most part. It faked out above and it pulled back below. So you can see over here, I removed this thing here. Looks like price is coming back to retest this level. So I'll look at the retest right here. One of two things will happen here. Price will either bounce off it, will break below, and come down even lower. So just look out for that there. Again, there's another possible high level momentum scalp here. Not necessarily one I would take, like as I mentioned before, guys. It's going against a very strong bullish bias. So not necessarily one that I would personally want to take, but I'll market it for you guys there. Let me scroll down a little bit. Essa said, for me, the person who keeps me under control is Sean. If you also was risking every trade, oh, I know. Yeah, if I was risking every single trade, we probably would be blowing accounts left and right. But my main goal here is to provide you guys with quality entries. So there's a lot of entries here that come up, but not necessarily one I would take. I'm very selective with my entries here because I don't really like to lose trades ever. All right, this candle is too big. If you guys are looking for this to take as a momentum scalp, it's too big. And it looks like it's not going to close anyways. So no entry there for a sell. Sell signal disappeared at the last 5 seconds, which typically happens. So it's all good. Let's see, Brian and Sean, I want to thank you. Before this live, I lost about 900 and ending the day only negative 150, which is more than okay with me. No more trading until I join your group. Nice work, Brian. So yeah, Brian was down 900 bucks this morning. He took whatever trades we took here on the live, and he brought himself back up he basically made, so if he was negative 900, minus 150. Yeah, so basically on this live session today, Brian made 750. Basically recouped a lot of his losses. He was down 900, made 750 with us here on the live. And then now he's only down to negative 150, which is perfectly fine. Nice recovery right there, Brian. Hopefully in the future, you won't be that deep in a drawdown and you'll be able to just, make your way back or just make profit with us here on the live. But yeah, definitely glad to see that you were able to recover most of those losses. I think that's the worst feeling, guys. When you guys go into a weekend, when you take a trade that you should have avoided and you still take it, it's crazy. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Brian's trading on his personal account. That's why for me, I'm not really forcing any trades here because the worst feeling is like, that the trade's risky and you still take it and it's a Friday and you can't make it back tomorrow because the market's closed. And then you got to think about it all weekend. You got to be like, crap, I can't believe I took that trade. I should have listened to Sean, stuff like that. Just don't even let that become an issue, right? So if you guys are okay with your profits for the day, I recommend if you guys want to just hang out here on the live, just turn off your MC4. I already turned mine off, so I'm not worrying about anything today. So I'm probably not going to take any more trades. I will mark some up if I see anything good, but I've already closed down my my MC4. I'm up like 8,000 for the day. There's no reason for me to risk anything unnecessary, especially after having such a great week. First half of the week wasn't so great. Had a win with you guys yesterday, had another win today. Smooth sailing from here. See Rick over here. Nice work, Rick. So Rick over here is currently up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or it is cumulative. Okay, so Rick over here is actually up 356 for the day. Nice work, Rick. All these trades here, all wins. 800 on his first trade, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, total profit of 356 for the day. Nice work, Rick. Awesome work today with locking in those profits and consistency with your wins. Yeah, Rick said that's it for me today, but gonna hang out and learn. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll mark up some entries here if I see anything, but if I don't see anything good, I'm not gonna really tell you guys that it's a good entry or even mark it up at all. If I think it's a risky entry, I'm just gonna tell you guys this is risky and I'm probably not gonna even recommend it. Personally, everything right now is a little risky to me. So just gotta be careful. Just gotta be careful with these entry points. So you guys can see right here, it's a break and retest pattern. Price broke and closed below the structure. It retested right there. One of two things will happen at this point. Price will either bounce off and continue down, or it'll fake out and come right back up. Right? Whenever you guys analyze a trade, make sure that you analyze it in 2 different scenarios. What's the best case scenario? Break and retest pattern, continuation. Worst case scenario, price reverses on here. So just keep in mind. One thing too that you guys, so there's some people in the group that like to hold trades longer. Before you guys pull out a trade, like if you guys are in a position and you just want to pull out or you're scared or you don't know what's going to happen, make sure that you analyze it to see if you would actually take an opposite trade in that direction. So like, for example, I'm just going to clean up the liquidity chart, guys, or we could use this, I guess. So for example, if you guys are looking for a buy here, I'm just going to show you this right here, right? Because this is a question that I get a lot. Some people like to hold these trades for longer. They don't like having a set TP like we do. So for example, here, if you're holding a buy here and you're worried about this reversing on you, what you can do is you can analyze it, like analyze it and tell yourself like, okay, would I take a sell in this position here? Like if price was looking this right here, looking like this, would I take a sell? If your answer is no, then just hold on to the position because it's probably gonna keep going up. And that's exactly what happens here, right? The only time I would pull out of a trade and get scared is if I see a V1 variation anywhere over here. And as you can see, there's no V1 variation, no V1 there, no V1 there. Price just keeps pushing up. Okay, so like right here, see how there's a V1 right here? At this point, I'm like, all right, I should probably pull out of this position because you might be running into this, you might enter this position like on open right here. And then you'll be in profit. You can move your stop loss in profit. And then you think about it. Should I exit here? No, price is still running. Exit right here? No, there's no V1 variation. What you can do right here is just move your stop loss in profit. So move your stop loss in profit, move your stop loss in profit, etc. And when price gets up to here, you're like, okay, crap, this looks like it might reverse on me. At this point, then close it out. So just want to give you guys different tips here that I get questions from a lot of people in the group in private. And that's something that I get a lot. Basically knowing when to pull out. Let's see. Nice. Natasha said she took a high-low quick scalp, very risky, but took it for a partial. Nice work, Natasha. She took a quick buy over there, it looks like. I didn't know super quickly. All right, Essa said, see you next week. Hope you all have a great weekend. Definitely, Essa. We'll see you back here on Monday. Hussein's asking, Sean, have you read Best Loser Wins? Good book for day trading analysis. I've heard of the book, but I've never actually read it, Hussein. So maybe I'll add it to my list for my next book. Let's see. Satyam said, thanks for explaining, Sean. I need to work on it. I tried before, just not sure the TP stop loss struggling there. Yeah, I think he uses a fixed TP stop loss, like 100 pips. I think he uses a 10-30 split for like those pivot rejections. I mean, it might work for you, might not. I mean, it depends, right? Like, for example, if you're to enter right here, rejection. I mean, it seems like the 10-30 split works fine. But yeah, you do have to get out pretty quickly. Full TP there. Full TP there. It's just a little risky because price will kind of pull back on you. It's not always going to work out in your favor like right away. Like this over here would have been a loss. But at that point, you would have pulled out if the price was consolidating. Let's see. Brian said, my only problem is I take big losses instead of small losses. I have a problem identifying when to get out of it while in a loss. So not sure if you use a fixed TP stop loss, Brian, but if you aren't, you should probably work on getting a fixed TP stop loss. Like you can notice here from the live sessions, I use a fixed TP stop loss for all my trades. So I already know if I enter a trade, I know if I'm gonna lose and I know if I'm gonna win. There's no gray area, right? If you don't use a stop loss or a TP, then that's where it becomes a bit of a risk because you can go from losing 1% to like now 5%, right? And it could just keep like pretty much snowballing from there. PC said, great. Regarding the pullout, will this also work on the 5-minute, 10-minute time frame? Yeah, it works on pretty much everything. PC, look. So for example, over here, PC, like say you got in for a buy somewhere over here, right? Say you got in for a buy somewhere over here. Like say price rejected off the pivot over here and you got in for a buy, right? When price gets to this area right here, you can look for the same thing. Like say you're getting scared of a position, you're just getting scared of this position here. And you're thinking like, like, should I exit this position? Like, say your TP is a little farther up and you see something like this right here. There's two different things that you can do. You can either move your stop loss and profit, right, to like pretty much guarantee your profit. Or if you see a double body right there and you see it's a V1 variation and you get nervous, then you can just pull out and just manually exit. Because in that case, you're already locked in like 400 pips, right? It works the same way on all time frame. It doesn't matter like what time frame you're on. You know, again, right here, say for example, you get this big push to the upside, another V1 variation right here. Price pushes up, you're in some massive profit. Okay, and then right here, right? Say for example, I mean, this is a pretty huge profit already, it's already 200 pips, but say for example, you're still holding on to it, and then you see this V1 variation here. If this scares you and you're like, okay, this probably tells me that price might reverse. I think the V1 variation is probably going to be your best friend when identifying reversals, because it's a reversal pattern. So if you see a double body or double wick and you see it's a V1 and you get scared, then just pull out of the position, right? There's two things you can do: move your stop loss and profit, or you can just pull out manually, because at that point you're already out 200 pips. If you hold on to it right there, either way, you pretty much guarantee your position, right? Price pulls down, you still get stopped out in profit. Or if you pulled out right here, you make a little more profit. See? And then again, right here, if you're still holding on to the position, same situation. There's another double body right there. At this point, you have a decision, right? Do I pull out in profit, or do I move my stop loss in profit and just keep riding it up higher? It's just really up to preference. So yeah, exactly. Satin to the V1 rocks. I think the V1 is probably because yeah, some of you guys like to hold positions longer than I do. If that's the case, that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you're looking at the charts. Like, you have to actively be reading the charts and make sure that price isn't going to reverse on you. I think the V1 is probably the best indication to identify is if a reversal is happening, right? Because if you look back, like, check this out. Just look back at all the V1 variation, reversal, right? You just look through it over here, V1 variation, reversal. This is like the perfect reversal pattern that you can look for. Like, whenever you're taking a position, you just use a V1 variation right here, reversal, right? It's not that difficult. So like, yeah, for example, if you're taking buys here, just look for that V1 variation, close back, okay, then pull out your position in profit. If you want to just like hold on to it with no TP, you just have to actively be looking at the charts. Yeah, PC said, thanks for the explanation. This is what I've been struggling with. Good, this came up. Yeah, no, definitely. You know, whenever I get questions from people, I'll share with you guys. Like, I'm not here to keep any secrets from you guys. If I get a good question, I'm going to tell you guys what they asked, and I'm going to give you guys my explanation, because, you know, there's probably a lot of people out there that have a bunch of questions, but they're just too scared to ask, or they just don't know how to ask the question. And I'm pretty sure there's, like, you know, a bunch of other people out there that are going through the same problem. Well, one person, it just takes one person to ask the question. All right, Daniel said, have a good weekend, everyone. See you next week. Definitely we'll see you back here on Monday. Yeah, exactly. PC said, yes, I did not know how to ask this question. Yeah, no, definitely. So good thing that, so I forgot who asked. I want to give him a shout out, but I forgot who asked about it. All right, guys, it's 7:30 right now. We have about 30 minutes till 8. I don't mind staying on with you guys, but if there's any other questions, you know, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap this up a little early today, guys. I don't want you guys to be FOMOing into any trades. I think that's the worst part, because I'm still analyzing the charts here, but I don't see any good happening in the market right now. As you guys can see, price is pretty much ranging. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, so as you guys can see right here, price isn't really doing too much. It's just going back and forth within this range. It's the same range as earlier. It's just going sideways right here. You can see how price is faking out, and then it pulls back into the range, right? There's not really too much going on here. It's just back and forth movement. So this is why I'm kind of more inclined to maybe calling it a day for this live session, because I know there's other entries that are coming up. but I can already tell that some people are probably gonna get FOMO watching how the market moves right here. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll do another full review of the market for US30. And if we don't have anything good here, then we'll just wrap it up and call it a day. Because I don't want you guys to eat any losses here, taking anything that's unnecessary. All right, Maria, we'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend. Here's some more profits from Essa locked in 550 on his first account, and then 2,130 on his second account. Nice work, Essa. And then we've got Patrick over here as well. Patrick, total profit of 2,379 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick over here said, he said, taking these profits with me into the weekend. I said, yeah, time to take the money and run. Definitely. So nice work right there, Patrick. Total profit of 2,300 for the day so far. Let's see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right, let me scroll up real quick. Hussein's asking, hi, Sean, do you have any suggestions as for someone taking up Etsimo challenge? How can she crack it? What do you mean by that, Hussein? Sorry, I'm kind of confused with your question. So your question again is, do you have any suggestions as for someone taking up, like basically how can you pass it? It really just takes consistency and discipline. I'm saying, like, if you can focus on just winning trades, don't focus on the profits, just focus on winning trades, right? Whether it be partial or full profits. If you focus on winning, then it's inevitable. You'll pass your challenge, right? There's no if and whatever. Like for example, this week we had 2 official trades, right? We had 1 liquidity push yesterday, or what else do we have? Let me check. So if you just took the official trades, like today we had a liquidity push, and yesterday we had a liquidity push. That was about it. We had 2 trades this week, or maybe 3 trades. Is this Wednesday? Yeah. So we had 3 trades. We had a liquidity push on Wednesday, liquidity push yesterday, and then liquidity push today. If you would have just taken those 3 trades, that'd be a 3% gain per trade, or I don't know, it's either 1.5% or 3% gain, depending on like what you guys are doing. For me, I'm doing a 3% gain because I'm doing a 200 lot if I'm going for the full TP. So if you're going for partial TP, it'll be 1.5% gain. And if you're doing for the full 300 pips, it'd be a 3% gain, right? So 3 wins this week would have give you 9% profit if you did full moves on those trades. If you did partial, it'd still give you 1.5%. So you need 10% to pass, right? If you did these 3 trades this week, had no losses, and then you have like 1 small trade next week on Monday, then you would have passed your challenge. So, the main thing that I can recommend and advise you to is stick to the live session trades and use proper risk. If you're consistent and you don't really lose many trades, even if you lose trades here and there, you should be able to pass as long as you're consistent. The main problem that I see with a lot of people who's saying is that people will start to do their own thing. They'll win this trade, like for example, today, they'll win this liquidity push with us, and then they'll just keep trading. Even though I'm warning people that the market's risky, they continue trading. Then they lose trades, and then they end up in drawdown for the week. So main thing that I can revise is, stick to the official trades here in the live session and stick to my analysis, at least until you're comfortable with taking your own trades. Once you're good, then great, your own trades. But yeah, I think that's the main thing I can really advise. Stay disciplined, consistent. Don't bother looking at any other people's profits or their trades. Like for example, today, Satyam took V1 variations and Glenn took pivot scalps, right? If you see a lot of people taking those trades, you're going to want to take those trades too. So you just have to pretty much zone out the noise. Just consider that noise. And just focus on your trades here on the live sessions. That's probably the main thing that you need to focus on. And don't care about the profits, because the profits are going to be automatic, right? If you win trades, profits are going to come in no matter what. Just focus on winning. If you could win every single day or be profitable at least every single day, it was crazy because there's some people in the group that don't even look at the profits because there's a way to turn off your profits on MC4, and they didn't realize they passed their challenge. They were trading, and then at the end of the week, they checked their profits and they were up like 15%. They're like, oh shit, I should have just stopped trading. But they were up more than they necessarily they needed to have, because you only need 10% to pass. Yeah, Hussein said, yeah, this is what I learned from you. Focus on winning. And Hussein said, I'm going to go ahead and read One Good Trade as recommended by you. Thanks, Sean, for being an honest mentor. Yeah, no, definitely, Hussein. Definitely. I think One Good Trade is probably one of the best books that you can read if you're trying to do a prop firm, because that book is written by the prop firm owner, and he's been running that prop firm for a long time. Jason said, thanks, Sean. Good day considering all the news. Have a great weekend. Definitely, Jason. We'll see you back here on Monday. PC said, so again, if we were trading on the 5-minute time frame, should we scan for possible reversals on the 1-minute and 10-minute time frames? No, you can do that too, PC. I would probably focus on the higher time frames though. So like if you're trading on the 5, maybe look on the 10, but I probably wouldn't look on the 1 because you're going to get more noise on the lower time frames. So if you're trading on the 1 minute, it's okay to look on the 5 and 10. If you're trading on the 5-minute, I probably stick to 5, 10, and higher. You can look on the 1, but you're probably going to see some fake outs. Like you're going to see a V1 variation, and it's not going to be an actual V1 variation because it's on such a shorter time frame. Rick said it would be awesome to do a group meetup. No, yeah, definitely. I agree with you too, Rick. Definitely would be up for that. So we'll try to plan that out. Hopefully we'll start a group with like whoever wants to meet up. We'll choose a city and we'll meet up, you know, whether it be in the US or outside the US. I'm up for any location really. And I can take my laptop so we can still trade. So yeah, even if we meet anywhere else, guys, I'll still take my laptop and we can still trade while I'm on vacation. Yeah, Satyam said, one loss will ruin the weekend. So run with the profits. Yeah, no, definitely. Glenn said, yeah, I better not stay on the market and see things that's not even there. I agree with you too, Glenn, 100%. Shannon said, thanks, Sean. Have a great weekend. Definitely, Shannon. We'll see you back here on Monday. Yestermice is asking what time frame are you on? It's right here on the screen. Yestermice. The one right there means it's 1 minute time frame. So we're trading here on the 1 minute. So there's still nothing here at the moment, guys. As you can see, price is still going back and forth. There's not really too much going on. Price is pushing again up above this higher high. It might fake out here. So one of two things may happen. Price broke and closed past it. So one of two things may happen at this point. Price will either come back and retest like it's coming down right here. When it comes down to retest, it'll either continue pushing up higher for break and retest, or it'll fake out and come right back into the range. So price has been within this range right here for over an hour now. So there's not really much for us to take at this moment. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to let me know. We'll take a look. But right now, it just doesn't look like we have anything at the moment. We got some more profits over here from Chow. So Chow said my third pass challenge, SMH on all my losses on verifications, took a loss, won it back, then took another trade, went over daily loss. Yeah, this typically happens a lot. So Chow over here said that his problem is that he starts to revenge trade when he has a loss. He'll revenge trade and then he'll end up like going past his daily loss limit. So my word of advice is if you guys have a loss, like for me, if I have one loss for the day, I'm pretty much done. I don't trade for the rest of the day because I'm not used to losing. I usually have pretty solid days. So for Chow over here, you know, as he understands, and sometimes you guys have to eat these losses to bounce back from it. So Chow over here did pretty good for the day. Locked in a total profit of 1,733, all wins. And he realized that his problem was over trading and revenge trading. So if that's your guys' problem where you revenge trade or overtrade, maybe after one loss, just call it a day. Like for me, if I ever take a loss, I'll stay on this live session with you guys, but I'm not going to be trading anymore. I'll shut down my MT4. So yeah, no, you're good. Ciao. You know, as long as you're learning from it, don't just keep making the same mistake and then going in circles, right? At least now you're really understanding what your problem is. We got Dave over here. Dave said all done for the day. Trying with NAS, same analysis. Thanks, bro. So Dave over here is using the same strategy that we're using on NASDAQ. He locked in a total profit of 142.26 for the day. Nice work, Dave. Yeah, so as you guys can see, my strategies work fine on all different types of assets. You don't have to use it for US30. US30 is just what I trade. That's what I'm good at. So that's what I mainly trade here. And here goes Barty. Barty said done for the day. Total profit of 1,264. Nice work, Barty. Yeah, you guys did pretty good. Looking at everyone's profit so far for the day, you guys did pretty solid. And then yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, great work, guys. A lot of profits here. If you guys have any more profits to send in, feel free to send them in to me, and then I'll add them to the list. We got a lot of profits to cover today in our profit video. So if you guys want to be added to the video, just post up your profits, send them to me individually or in the group, and I'll cover them. But yeah, guys, it's 7:43 now. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. CJ said K2 Maldives meetup. I'm done. I wasn't want to check out the Maldives. Yeah, we can do that. Get Maddie out there, Sisuk, CT. I haven't seen CT in a while. I'm gonna message CT. And Kip, where's Kip? Kip's not here either. Looks like a lot of people called it a day already. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for this week. We had a pretty solid week so far. We had 3 wins for this week, no losses. We had liquidity push today for 300 pips. We had a liquidity push yesterday for 300 pips right there. And then we had a liquidity push on a Wednesday right here, full TP as well. So we had a pretty decent week. I only took 2 of the trades, so you can see my profits over here. Locked in about 8,000 yesterday, and then for this morning, locked in the same thing, about 8,000 right here, all my accounts. So I had a pretty solid week, nothing too crazy, not like what we normally have because I didn't take the full moves, but for the most part, it's pretty solid. Profit's profit. So. All right, guys. Other than that, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can email me, Sean@KodiKaiTrades.com. Otherwise, you guys can message me on Telegram. Telegram is probably the fastest way to get in touch with me because I'm on this pretty much all day. Otherwise, if you guys have anything else to cover, let me know, or else we will wrap this up. So let's see, it's getting close to 8 o'clock. I think you guys should probably just call it a day, guys. Let me see. I think there's some news coming up at 8 o'clock anyways, or not at 8 o'clock, but there's news coming up later on at 10. So I would just wrap it up, guys. Enjoy your weekend, be safe, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday for market open. So, all right, guys, see you.